Hi, Bashar.
And a you good day.
This is awesome. This is my third time speaking with you, so
All right.
I'm feeling very synchronistic right now.
All right.
I wish I had my question, but let me make a statement first.
By all means.
I knew I was going to be here. I hadn't bought my tickets, though, for some reason, and last week I had to call 911 for a health emergency.
Oh, all right. How exciting.
It was exciting. It was very, very exciting. And the most exciting part for me was when I got into the emergency room, they switched me to a hospital gown. I looked down and the entire hospital gown has a pattern of pyramids on it.
Oh, all right.
So thank you for that. I don't know if that was me
what are you
or
thanking
you.
me
I know
for?
I created that. Okay. Well, anyway, after seeing that, I said, okay, I'll be there.
Our society does not manufacture hospital gowns.
I did think it was a very interesting, exciting pattern and
It is.
unusual for a hospital gown because I didn't really see a relationship for anybody else, but for me it was a big connection.
All right. And this is a wonderful demonstration of how synchronicities can work.
Yes.
When you may think that something is going wrong, it may be leading you exactly to the right place.
I agree. So on that note,
Yes.
the issue that I went into the hospital for was an accelerated heart rate, arrhythmia,
Yes.
extra nerves firing, all kinds of things going on with the heart. And apparently it was something I was born with, but it's something that kind of just flares up once in a while. And it really
All right.
hadn't until this last month.
All right.
So I was wondering if you had any clarity, because I have a few theories and I know that
Well,
all
you're
truths are
processing new
true.
energies.
That's what I thought. Okay. So does that mean,
You're taking yourself to a new level, and therefore your body has to adapt.
so it's like ascension symptoms?
Yes, it can be.
Okay, does it taper off, or we're always ascending so it gets more and more, or we just get
That
acclimated?
particular experience may not necessarily always need to happen as you get used to the idea of the ascension. As there is less resistance in your body and your neurological structure, it may no longer react that way eventually, because then you can become more superconductive along your neurological net, and there will no longer be as many restrictions or obstacles in the neurology that would cause that kind of jittering to happen in your system.
I feel like a hummingbird a
Yes.
lot.
All right.
So do you have any advice on how I can better acclimate the energies so that I
You
can
know
get
our
off
advice on that.
follow my highest excitement?
Act on your highest excitement to the best that you are able with zero insistence on a particular outcome.
Okay.
That's the whole formula. We understand that many people in your society conveniently forget the third part.
Yeah, and I was going to say that kind of answers my one question about the political race right now. So
Oh, all right.
I won't even, but I will ask this question, even though it's a future forward question. When you said everything will change,
Yes.
I know that everything is already changing every second.
Of course, but we are focusing on the idea that sometimes changes are backed by the energy of the mass consensus to such a strong degree that it creates a kind of crossroads in your collective energy. And this is what we are sensing coming up in the fall of 2016, where there is an opportunity and a high degree of probability for many different kinds of things in your society to begin to exhibit real change in certain ways. Some of them will be obvious, some of them will not necessarily be obvious at first, but could be traced back to about that time. So it is a nexus point, it is a crossroads point, and you will see what happens.
Would you say that it's connected directly to who becomes president, or would you say
That's simply one of the side effects.
okay, that makes sense. Would you say that I heard another channel, I want to say Adronis or Andronis, mention that we'd be making a big shift into fourth dimension. Some of us would be making a big shift into fourth dimensional reality during that time.
You are already in the fourth dimension. What is meant is that you are shifting into fourth density, which is a different idea.
Okay, yes. So is that related to the big shift, the big
Yes.
change?
Yes.
Okay, so there's going to be...
It's an acceleration point in your ascension through the process of going from third to fourth density. It's a major point. It's a major threshold.
Is there a specific date, or it's just a phase?
The state of the union.
Yes, I can't wait for it.
Well, you have to.
I do. Well, not really, because it's kind of now. Anyway.
It is now,
Yeah,
and if you
yeah.
feel like you can get into the vibratory state where you can access all the information that will be given at that time, by all means, don't let us stop you.
Okay. Thank you. Another question was, I specifically remember, this happened a few times in my life, but I specifically remember driving the car I was pregnant at the time. Another car comes to sideswipe me. There's a huge cement barrier. I'm on the freeway.
Are you going to ask me if you died?
No, I know I died.
Oh, all right.
I already know that. But my question is, well, I think I might know the answer to this too, but why I came back into my body. Got to finish the story for everybody else because I know you know how it ends.
All right.
But kind of blacked out, came back in my body. I'm on
Yes.
the freeway. There's no cars around me. And that car that was going to sideswipe me was way off. I'm like, how am I totally safe and perfect right now? So I know that I left, my body came back, whatever.
Yes.
But did I do that to prove to myself the quantum physics and everything so I could learn all this? Or why do we choose to just die and come back?
Sometimes people, because of the belief systems they've brought up with, will jolt themselves into a new reality very quickly because they know they can. Therefore, they choose what may seem to be relatively expedient rather than having to go through longer processes.
So for me, I think of it as like a spiritual growth, learning. Oh, cool. Now I know that I can just
Yes.
pop in and out.
Yes. It gives you a different
So
perspective.
that's why it happened. Okay. That makes sense.
One that you wouldn't necessarily have had before that experience. Not that you had to do it that way, but you knew you could, so you took advantage of it.
Okay.
Does that help?
That helps. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. And please drive carefully.
Oh, thank you.
Hello,
And to you, good day.
my name is Stephanie. I have one question for you.
Oh, all right.
Will you explain the synchronicity between past and present lives, and will you go and elaborate on mine?
Well, again, the idea is that all things exist now. What you call the past is just another parallel reality coexisting with you, but at a different frequency so that you no longer perceive it. And coming from a linear space-time perspective, you just look at that or perceive that other coexisting reality as a so-called past because of the way you have been taught to look at things from a space-time perspective. Does that make sense, first of all?
Yes and no.
What is the no part?
So are you trying to tell me that...
I'm not trying to tell you anything. I'm telling you things.
Are you telling me? Are you telling me that I'm essentially just living still through my past life? Is that what you're explaining to me?
What I'm saying is, like the analogy of your television programs, when you are watching a particular television program, you know that at the moment you're watching that program, there are hundreds of other programs playing at the same time, yes?
Correct.
All the other lives are going on at the same time. It's just that you're tuned to this channel now. You follow me?
Okay, yes.
But you still have bleed through connections energetically and informationally from the other lives. So the synchronicities that happen in this life can sometimes be representative of the connections you have to other simultaneous existences of other people living in other time frames, as you call it, who actually do exist at the same time. And you may be drawing on their experiences and their information to help you in this life in the same way they may be drawing on your experiences and your information to help them in their lives. It's like a concurrent, interconnected web of information between all the lives that exist at once throughout creation. But depending on the way you look at this, you might consider them to be in the past or the future, even though they all exist at the same time. So when there is that bleed through, when there is that overlap, when you become more aware of the connections that exist, sometimes you can experience that as synchronicities in your life, or even just inspirations and ideas that you don't know where they came from. You understand?
Yes.
Sometimes they can come from your higher mind, sometimes they can come from your guides, but sometimes they can come from other parallel existences.
So am I drawn to people from this life that I've continued? Am I drawn to people? I know that you don't, it seems like you don't like the idea of past life necessarily. It's more
Well,
of a
it's not that we
continuation.
don't like it, it's just inaccurate.
Am I drawn to the same sort of people that I've always been in touch with?
No, not necessarily. It depends on the theme you're exploring. The themes will determine what attracts you.
Okay.
Does that help you?
It does. It helps me very much.
Is that sufficient, or is
That
there
is
something else?
No, I really enjoyed that.
Oh,
Thank
all
you.
right, so did we.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi there.
And to you, good day.
Oh, it's so exciting to be here.
All right, speak up and be bold so that all may hear you.
Okay, well, yesterday I flew in an airplane from New York City
Yes.
to here,
Oh, all right.
invited by a very good friend of mine. And 13 has been my quote, quote, lucky number. I just chose that, and it's
Yes.
in my email address. And so today when I got here, I had no idea what question, if any, but I put my name on the list. And as I was sitting there, I thought, which I've heard you say before, is that we know what we need to know when we need to know it.
Yes.
And so one of the things I heard you talk about briefly this morning was a break in continuity.
Yes.
And I wrote that down because I like making ceramic objects
Yes.
with clay.
Yes.
And I just thought, oh boy, wouldn't that be fun to go from X to Z, and rather than go through the process of learning something new and practicing and blah, 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 I would just love to be able to, like you said,
Yes.
see that there has not been a progression and it's not linear, and that I could see that here I'm doing A one day and the next day Y, and then who knows what. So,
Yes. All right. Well, you can do that more and more and more. Again, the more you align with your true vibration, the less necessity you will have to experience certain kinds of continuity. You won't necessarily let go of it all because you're still agreeing to abide by general mass consensus ideas. But you can experience that on a personal level more and more, certainly.
And I either may or may not want to continue along these lines. Have also been wanting to experience clay making with energies that are elsewhere. And
Meaning what?
meaning that I'll tell myself that I'm tuning into some entity, some energy, some
Yes.
wonderfulness
Yes.
who's happy to be there with me working.
So you wish to channel your pottery.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Well, what's stopping you?
Well, I have started doing that.
Oh, well, all right then.
And it's fun.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so don't have a question on that, obviously.
That's fine.
Just blabbing.
You don't need a question to speak with us.
Good. Oh, thank you. So another thing that I wrote down as I was sitting there was Michael, Joe, and Vicky. Michael's my nephew who murdered Joe, my sister's husband,
Oh, all right.
a couple of years ago.
Yes.
And so Michael's in prison. My sister vacillates between happy and not so happy.
All right.
And Joe, I feel and believe
Is helping from the other side.
is wonderful. He yes,
Helping both of them.
all of us.
Yes.
And on the theory, which I've heard, every death is a suicide.
Well, in the sense that you all generally know when it's time to go, yes, you're choosing to go. Therefore, on that level, you could say it's a suicide. The idea doesn't in any way, shape, or form excuse the perpetration of a murder. You understand? Because it's that person's duty to be in their own strength enough to not have to do things that are representative of their belief in their lack of self-empowerment. Does that follow? You understand what we're saying?
Not exactly.
People do those kinds of things and perpetrate those kinds of acts on others because they themselves believe that they have no power. When someone is taught to believe that they are powerless, they will strike out in whatever way, shape, or form they can to gain what they think is a representation of power, but that's just a representation of powerlessness when they feel they have to dominate someone else. Do you understand?
Yes.
Therefore, Joe from the other side can begin to help both of them understand what true self-empowerment is. You understand?
I do. I
All
like
right.
that. Thank you.
Yes.
And I also, tying in with the break in continuity and with my nephew, I like the idea of his being able to have a reality that goes from one frame to another wonderful frame.
Yes.
So,
Well, again, by aligning with your true vibration, by acting on your highest excitement, this is what allows you the greatest probability of experiencing exactly the frames that you need. Now, even when you experience something you don't prefer, you've still attracted it, and it's still what you need at that moment, because it's up to you to determine what you can get out of that experience that's beneficial for you. But we understand that the idea of staying in that state that you prefer to stay in is really the whole point. For a while, you're still going to be able, no matter what state you're in on earth, you're still going to be able to perceive circumstances, people, and situations that may be reflective of things you don't prefer. But understand that just because you can observe that doesn't mean that you have to be affected negatively by it. That's your choice at that point. So don't assume that just because you are aligned with yourself that you will no longer at this point see anything come up that's negative. That's not true. It's how you respond to it that makes all the difference, not that you never see it again. Remember, the true measure of change is not whether the outside world changes. The true measure of change is whether you respond differently to it, even if it still looks the same. That's how you prove you've changed. Because if you understand that everything is neutral and every circumstance can serve double duty, positive or negative, and create positive or negative effects in your life, then what need is there for any circumstance to actually look different if you know that your experience of it can be different based on your decision to simply be the state of being that you prefer? So you're no longer making the state of being you're in conditional on what's happening outside of you. Because when you make your state of being conditional on what's happening apparently outside, you haven't changed. And therefore, why should the outside look any different anyway? But when you truly change, because you don't care what the outside looks like, because you know that that doesn't affect your state of being, then you give the outside reflection the greatest opportunity and probability of actually reflecting the change back to you. Not that it has to, but you give it the greatest probability of doing so. Because you don't care whether it does or not.
Very good.
Make sense?
Totally. Thank
Does
you
this
so
help
much.
you?
Yes, and I'm looking forward to
All right.
playing the game.
All right. Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And you good day.
Good day. I'm very excited to be here. I followed my excitement to be here. And
Oh, all right.
on my way, I experienced amazing synchronicities
Yes,
that have just blown me wide open. It is so beautiful.
it is. Your lives can really function very magically if you allow yourself to go with the flow of your true energy.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so recently I was excited to a book called Meet the Hybrids by Barbara Lamb and Miguel Mendoca, I believe. And
Yes, all right.
reading this book, I experienced some amazing emotional things that I didn't quite understand.
Such as?
I kind of had to put the book down sometimes, and I would just start crying and weeping.
All right, well, very good.
In joy and in beauty, like.
Yes, we understand.
Okay. It brought back a memory right before I conceived my daughter.
Yes.
2.5 years ago. Well, plus the pregnancy. I had a dream.
We understand how it works.
Okay, yes. Is it the same for you and your
It was
civilization?
a long time ago. No
Okay.
longer is it that way. An energy bubble is created for a new life to form in outside of our bodies.
Wow. How do you nurture the children? Do they eat food? Do they breastfeed?
We no longer eat at all. We no longer sleep at all.
Wow. So who takes care of the children?
All of the planet.
All of the planet. It's not women when they're infants?
No.
No? Wow. Okay. Wow. All right. So my
You
dream.
keep saying that.
I am wowed.
Oh, all right. That's just where we're at in our evolution at this point.
Yes.
Was that another version of wow?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
So my dream. I
Yes.
met a boy and it was like a welcoming, a coming home, and
Yes.
he hugged me, and I've never seen him in this reality, but
No, he's a hybrid child on the ship. That didn't take you by surprise, did it?
no, I was just wondering if he was my brother or something, but okay.
Brother?
Thank you.
Child.
Thank you. Thank you.
Partially, anyway,
Yes, absolutely.
genetically speaking.
Yes.
And so,
And
you understand that one day the hybrid children will be living among you, yes?
Yes.
All right.
I'm very excited for this.
So are they, but they are learning.
Yes.
Right now, the phase of hybridization is about helping them acclimate to the idea of living on Earth, because there are many things that you all take for granted that are very, very foreign and alien to them. The simplest things don't make sense to them in terms of what your culture does. Okay. Even something as simple as putting food on a plate doesn't make sense to them.
Wow.
Why do we have to put it on a plate? Why not just eat it? Why do you need a fork? Can't you just eat it with your hands? You understand? You are a very foreign society to them.
Yes.
So they are learning.
Okay. Are they playing with me in my house when I see my daughter's toys move and things?
Not always.
Okay.
Sometimes that's other things, but from time to time they may be involved.
Okay.
Some of them are a little bit more mischievous than others. And of course they're learning that from all of you. So.
Can I ask, how many do I have?
That is an open-ended question because it depends upon the amount of genetic material that would make them quote-unquote yours.
Yes. Okay.
If we just deal with the idea that at the very, very least there is 15% of your genetic material involved, then you could say that as many as 85. But if you're really going to something that is more like 80% of the genetic material, then you're really looking at something more like the idea of 5 to 7.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
This is an average overall.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Does this help you?
Absolutely. I have one more question.
Yes.
I had another dream that came up while reading this book, and it actually happened right before I got the book.
Yes.
A female being came into my room while my daughter was sleeping, and what I perceived as large eyes going up like this.
Yes.
I perceived her as a mantis being.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And she was gorgeous, and her energy was pink and yellow and beautiful, and we were connected. Like, it was almost as if our hands were holding, and she had a I perceived what I thought was a pregnant belly. I'm not sure if it was mine or hers.
It was a reflection for you.
Okay.
Wasn't actually hers, but it
Okay.
was a reflection for you, a projection, an idea of connection to the idea of the children and your part that you're playing in that.
Okay, so the hybrid children can have more than one DNA in them, or more
Absolutely,
than two, more than
just
two
as
DNA.
all of you do.
Okay.
You're all mixed up, you know.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
Remember that in the original generation of the idea of genetically transforming Homo habilis, Homo erectus into Homo sapien by the Anunnaki, they themselves had a mixture of many different kinds of genetic strains that they passed on to you, all of you. So you have many different kinds of connections in you. Many different kinds of extraterrestrial connections and genetic material that make you a human or Homo sapien. It's one of the reasons why when different people on your planet went into different environments, they changed into what you consider to be different races, even though they're not, just because some of the different genetic traits would come out because of the pressures of that particular environment. You understand?
Yes.
So some of those traits are representative of some of the different extraterrestrial genetic strains that exist within all of you. It's just that some will come out in certain environments and others will come out in other environments. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
And my last question is about implants. This came to me like 2 nights ago. I listened to a message that had to do with how our guides can help us right now,
Yes.
and how we can call an SOS to them if we feel like we need that in the early morning hours.
Yes.
And I didn't quite understand this, but that night I went and I had dreams where I felt kind of paralyzed.
Yes. That's one of the symptoms of being shifted to another dimension.
Okay.
Remember that many of the encounters that many of you have actually happen slightly out of phase with what you consider physical reality to be. It's another kind of physical reality, but it's not quite the same frequency, and therefore, when you begin to experience that shift, a lot of times you will try to move in the same old way in your old reality, but since you're no longer actually fully in it, you can't move because you don't know how to move in the new reality yet. It's a way of freezing you to make sure the dimensional shift happens precisely so you won't go spinning off into some other dimension somewhere else.
So that's why I can't speak while that's happening.
Yes.
Okay. So does that have anything to do with implants? And what
The
are
idea
implants?
of implants is a slightly different technology now than it was at the beginning, even though there may have actually been physiological implants in the beginning of the hybridization program. The idea now is that there are slight alterations in the genetic material in your body that function in the same way, but they are less detectable.
Okay, so it's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's just keeping track.
Okay.
And it's also observing and recording. And it's also a communication link.
So there's nothing to really like call for help for?
No, not really.
No, okay.
But you always have help. You are
Yes.
always being given help. This is all of you. You are always being given everything you can possibly be given. You don't really need to ask for help. If you want to trigger that idea for yourself, all you're actually doing is coming more into a conscious realization that you already have help. You don't have to ask for it. You just need to pay attention to the help you're already being given more closely. Then you will realize that you're always being helped. You are never not being assisted. You're just not always aware that you are. So asking for help is actually a technique you can use to realize you are being given help. But because you don't feel the connection, typically because of your space-time perspective, you think you have to ask for it as if it's not being given already. It's constant. It never goes away. You just have to become more conscious of the fact that it's already there. You follow me?
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
So the next time you feel like any of you need to ask for assistance in any way, shape, or form, please take that moment to remember that's just your way of suddenly realizing it's already being given to you. And relax into that support because it is there. And if you relax into it, you will feel it and you'll experience it. Yes?
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
Hello, Bashar!
And to you, good day.
I was almost going to whisper. Okay, that was so good. I just love this synchronicity so much.
So do we.
That was my question, actually.
How synchronous of you.
I know. And so I call them quinks. And
Quink.
yeah, it's like a non-coincidental coincidence. You know things are happening.
You are referring to an old-fashioned phrase in your language called a coinky-dink.
I guess so, but
Yes.
I shortened it, yeah.
All right.
Because I love keeping track of them.
Oh, all right.
And I separated them, events were quinks, and then when you found an object that was quinky, then it was a mool. But anyway, the question I had is, what are they? Like,
What are what?
Well, I love how what are quinks? When
Are they not synchronicities?
Yes.
Well,
But
we already explained what a synchronicity is.
Right, and you explained it so well, but
Not well enough, obviously.
well, no, I just wanted more. Like, I know we're creating our reality or attracting our reality,
Yes,
or
yes.
we have momentum, or I don't know how that's happening. Maybe that's none of my business, or just let it go. But
That might sometimes be the wisest course. Because you don't need to get too caught up in how the mechanism works to simply know the mechanism works. When you walk into one of your rooms and you turn on the light switch, do you stop and wonder how the light bulb is actually working? Or just go, light, thank you, and now I can get on about my business? Do you understand?
yes.
So